Hi guys. Okay, so I'm so excited to start this series, I guess, this new calling that I've been put on my heart to do. So yeah, this is basically my testimony from New Age spirituality to Christianity. Well, really to like growing up Catholic and then New Age spirituality and then Christianity. So it's kind of like my whole testimony, my whole story, where I'm at now. Also, I included a lot of resources like at the end, also linked in the description bar, just like everything that I do that helps me like in my faith, the things I do for it to grow. In this video I'll just be talking about my testimony and showing you how I got this makeup look. Okay, first I'm gonna start by moisturizing my lips with the new Eden lip softening balm. It is so good. Like, I have a lot of different lip balms like this. This one's my favorite. It's super thick and creamy. I'm just using the clear one for now. This one is Butter Mochi. I'm gonna first start out with face. I'm using the One Size Turn Up the Base Full Beat Liquid Foundation and then their One Size B12 Base Thinner. I love both of these products because they're both non-comedogenic, so it's not going to give me any more acne and like clog my pores. This is seriously so amazing. It's so pretty. It's like made with real pearls, so it's like an iridescent pink gold pearly finish. It's so pretty. I'm gonna use my beauty blender. So I guess I'll start out with like my background in religion. I was like born and raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school from like kindergarten to second grade, so like I would say a lot of like my early influences in life have been Catholicism. Going to a Catholic school, there was always so many like rules and regulations. I associated like God and Jesus with rules, which is necessary, you know, but I just don't, I think there was a big part that I was missing in that. But I do think having that background has always given me like really strong faith. I was taught that at a very young age, so I never had issues with like having faith, so I am thankful for that part. Now looking back, I never felt Jesus's love. Like, I never felt God's love and his presence. I mean, I guess a little bit, but like nothing compared to how I have like recently. And both of my parents' families are like extremely Catholics. I was always memorizing things. I was always doing things just to check a box. Like, I was always very focused on accomplishing things as far as like first communion, and I never got confirmed, but I just remember that always being like pushed on me. I never really like was taught the benefits like spiritually and like in an inward way of like how that could benefit me and affect me and all those things. Now for contour and bronzer, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Beautiful Bronze. This is like my favorite product. I always go back to it. Never gets patchy on me. It lasts all day. I just have zero complaints about this, truly. It's also non-comedogenic. I believe there might be like one ingredient that some people consider comedogenic, but I don't break out, and I have extremely sensitive skin, and it's literally like cheaper than a coffee because it's drugstore, so I'm obsessed. This is my number one question I get asked, like what brush this is, because I can use it for everything and I just get a little bit on. I like to use the back of my hand. Anything you put on your face, you're gonna see that, especially like in photos. Okay, so that leads me into my next, I guess, era in my spirituality and in my journey to Christianity. I started going to a youth group in high school. My best friend's dad was a pastor there. There was this youth group that was every Wednesday, and it was like really fun too. Like, we would go places, like it was just really fun, like something I never experienced with like religion and like CCD that I was going to and the school I was going to when I was younger. And so I would go and I just had the best time of my life. Like, and I think back now, like my happiest moments I recall were going to this youth group. That really stuck with me, and I just really enjoyed going. And then I like later, when I was like early 20s, I was dating someone who was from like a Christian like background and high school and stuff, and so I guess that inspired me to watch like live streams. I would always watch the live streams and I just really enjoyed it, and I would like take out my Bible and I would like go through whatever he was talking about that day in the Bible, and I just really enjoyed that. And so that was kind of like the first time I discovered like what way resonated for me. I really enjoyed doing like my own Bible study in that way. I like was really planning on like pursuing that more and like going to church and stuff. And then like I kind of just got into new age spirituality. Like I don't know exactly how. I'm gonna use this brush to contour my nose. But you know, it started with crystals, and then I don't know, I just kind of went down that path. And I mean, I never got into like witchcraft and like black magic. I mean, I guess anything new age spirituality is pretty much divination, but I never like was in it for like black magic, and I never like did spells and like got super extreme with it. I was more on like the love and light side of it. And I do feel like I always still like believed in God and Jesus, like had my faith as a foundation. I was just kind of like dabbling in that, and then I got like super interested in astrology and tarot. And at the end of the day, like it's so funny because like the devil is so deceptive. So like when I was doing readings, I did think I was doing good, and like maybe I was like in some way, but that's like the deceptive part, is it still like felt like I was helping people. And like I do believe I have a very strong intuition, and I have that gift, but I was just using it in a way that God was not intending for it to be used. The devil really knew how to get me because I kind of am like a control freak, and tarot and astrology really allowed me to feel like I had control of my reality. And of course that led into like manifestation and creative visualization. If you've ever read Book of Lamentations, I would suggest reading it. If you feel like your life is not how you want it to be and you don't know why, read the Book of Lamentations. It pretty much like scared me a lot, and everything made sense because that led me into this like really bad breakup, and then that led me further into new age spirituality. I'm gonna use this blush from Glow Skin Beauty. It's their cream blush stick in Hush. I love these blushes, they're so good. So anyways, this breakup just like really led me down a really bad path. I was so depressed. It was when COVID hit, so I had all the time in the world to do nothing. I moved home, I moved out of my apartment, lost my relationship. I lost the studio salon that me and my mom like shared. And I was like smoking a lot to numb the pain. Like the rug got pulled under me. I was so depressed because I literally thought I was gonna marry this guy. And so, you know, I was very weak, very vulnerable, very isolated, and that is when the devil, you know, can get you. It's like the perfect recipe. That led me into a extremely toxic relationship. But like it's so crazy, like looking back, like through that relationship, like God was so gracious and like everything I was doing, and like I really dove into new age spirituality even more at that point. But like God was still so gracious with me that like he gave me my biggest blessing, which is my son, who he's 3 now. And yeah, so it's crazy like looking back, even though like so much was like, you know, not God's will of me being deceived and just being so far into all the wrong things. Like he still can work through, nothing's too hard for him. Like he can still work through anything, and like it's crazy how he has. And so then I was like, you know, I left the relationship, you know, went through this horrible custody battle, all the things, lost myself, was completely broken, just the worst of the worst, like really bad. And supporting my son with like tarot readings, which is crazy. And I was like on social media because I was a stay-at-home mom and I wanted to be with him. So I was just figuring out any way to like make money. Okay, next I'm gonna use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in medium 0. And then I picked up the Bible again and I just closed my eyes and flipped to a book, and the book was Book of Lamentations, and I read it. I felt, and like the Bible is like the only book that can read you, right? And so like I was reading this and like my heart just like sank, and I was like so convicted. Just like everything made sense of like why I was going through everything that I was going through, and like word for word in this book. It wasn't even like, oh yeah, that can relate to my life. Like the literature being used in it were like verbatim things like that was happening to me. So it was just like really crazy. So then I was just like stunned, you know, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been doing this. Like, wow, this makes so much sense, you know. I have a Bible where you journal on the sides, and I still have my journal entries, and I dated it and everything, and like I'll look back and I'm like, damn, that's so crazy. But anyways, so I felt extremely convicted, and then I was like, I need to throw all this tarot away. Like I need to just repent and turn away from all of this. And like I had already built up a little bit of a social media, and then I was like, my whole identity just started to shift, where I was like, okay, this is not what God wants me to be doing. Like I actually need to use this and to do this and like talk about it. And so I just like really felt that in my heart that I needed to do that, but I didn't. And it's so funny because the devil's so deceptive. So like all these convictions I was feeling, I started to not believe them anymore. Like it's actually wild. And so, and this was right around when like the election was going on for 2024. I'm gonna take my brush again and blend those two in. And like I just started to realize that like every new age spirituality guru or person that I was like following and or watching, their beliefs, their political beliefs were so opposite of mine. And like I just was like, how can we have opposite political beliefs but then like believe in the same spiritual beliefs, like somewhat? And I just started to resonate with me less and less. Like I started to really just, I don't know, just felt very disconnected from them because of the way like their brain like interprets politics and like what they agree with and stuff. And it just, so it was very like eye-opening to like, no, like I'm being deceived. Like there's no way that we can have complete opposite political beliefs, and like those political beliefs still stemmed in like spirituality and like spiritual warfare that was going on. So that like connected me to my spiritual beliefs within that. And then I'm like, no, this is all wrong. This is all wrong. Like this, you know, this can't be right. There's something wrong here. I'm gonna use the Mary Leah Scott Cosmetics Arch Nemesis Brow Gel for my brows. I was just like, there's just, you know, there's just no way, like something's wrong. Like that was kind of like when I realized that maybe I was being deceived, or maybe I didn't realize at that time, but I just started to like not resonate with them like as a whole, and like really not resonate with them, you know. We have different brains. Like there's a left brain and there's a right brain, you know, and we just don't have the same brains. So like that really started to shy me away from like that community. I was like, you know, kind of dipping my toes back in reading my Bible and stuff. And there was actually like a mentor that I had in 2020 who was into new age spirituality, and then I started to see her content shift. I'm gonna put her link in the description because I always resonated with her. And so seeing her content shift into, I forget what it's called, but her podcast basically shifting towards like complete Christianity and away from new age spirituality. But she used, like, it's so funny how God worked through her and like used that experience into this, and I feel like that's what's happening with me as well. And so I just started listening to her podcast, and like, it really resonated with me, and I really agreed with everything she said. And that was like the start of me like really coming home to Jesus. And I'm gonna take the CoverGirl Nano Pencil, the brow liner in dark brown. I love how like nano this is, so I actually like to use it as eyeliner. Wait, actually I need to set my under eyes. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey, a little bit of color in it. Actually, I'm gonna spray my face with setting spray. This is how I like to do my makeup like in the summer, when I really want everything to melt together and look as natural as possible, as well as set and stay all day. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender Boost 4-in-1 Firming Peptide Setting Spray. I was like slowly going back into it, and at this point I like wasn't doing any like tarot readings. Like they just seemed very useless to me, and I wasn't getting anything out of it anymore, like for myself. And like I also like I've just built this intuition where like I don't even really like feel like I need cards to tell me like how I'm feeling, because I always knew like within tarot, I mean some people can do this, but like within tarot I was never predicting the future. I was always just using it as a tool to like pick up on what was currently going on. And so like it just started to become useless for me, where like I didn't need them for myself, you know, and I wasn't doing it on social media anymore for other people, so it just started to lose its value in my eyes. So that was kind of like, I think, a product of me realizing like I was being deceived and just like really shying away from like that community. Thank God, literally. I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier powder, as well as I'm going to use the Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff. This is the cutest thing ever, and I love this side of it. And I'll like pack it with powder, and you can always take it with you and reapply. So then this part of the story probably will be shared like at a later date. Basically, there was just somebody really special that came into my life and just really like pushed me into this even more. I know God was working through this person and continues to, like in crazy unimaginable ways, and I always take the rest on my hand. And so that like really begun my journey, and like that is the moment where I like actually felt saved by Jesus. Really understood what that meant, you know what I mean? And that's probably like a different video. I was just like really inspired to, I like started reading my Bible again like every day, and I was journaling in it, and it became a part of my morning. And so that really helped like set up my day like so much, and it just was addicting. Like I just really loved that. And then next I started going to church, and I started taking my son, and we've gone like every Sunday, except I was like out of town, but I've been going every Sunday. I don't know, so like where I am now, it's like I threw all my tarot decks away, I threw all my books away, like I had a blanket that had like a tarot card on it, like I threw everything away and just like really gave everything to God, and started really following him and learning like really what that meant, and just like actually learning like what God's love is. And ever since then, just things have been working out, and my life has gotten better, and I don't know, it's just insane. Like that's another story, like I'll continue talking about all that, but I don't know, it's just like I truly feel saved. Like that's the only way I can put it. Okay, now I'm gonna use that eyeliner and create a wing, and I like to use this so I don't ruin my makeup. But yeah, I just feel so much peace in my life, and I mean it still is like a huge purification process, and like that's something else that I want to talk about. And like it's not like easy, it's not like all of a sudden my life is magically amazing, but it's like it is a million times better when God's love and his presence is involved heavily, you know. I've just been learning like how to just go to him for everything, and just like how to overcome my traumas, which I know is like the devil's way to like try and get back into my life and consume me and all the things. So it's been a journey, that I would love to share, but like I've just realized this is the truth and I will never go back to that. I just feel God's love so strongly. Like there's just no way I will ever go back to any of my old ways. And I think my biggest takeaway with all that is like, even if your argument is New Age spirituality isn't demonic, no matter what, it's all the things take you away from surrendering to God and trusting in his plan and like actually trusting him and like living for him and his will and giving up everything for him to work through you. So it just, if you want to argue it's not demonic, it takes you away, further and further away from God's plan and all that he has for you. And, you know, God was so gracious with me that he's still giving me certain things that I've been praying for. And, you know, it just is a huge testament to how, like, much he loves us no matter what, you know. I love doing that little fox eye wing in the center. Okay, now I'm gonna add mascara. I have makeup coming out of my ears. I need to find a way to organize everything. I haven't opened it yet. It's Black Brown CoverGirl, their new Super Cloud mascara. It's supposed to be weightless. I have really straight lashes that don't stay curled, so I usually have to use waterproof. This one doesn't completely keep mine personally like curled and lifted, but it does a good job that if I curl before and after, I do get a little bit of a lift. My eyelash curler is dirty because I have to do that before and after thing, so don't judge that. But also I need a mirror. Okay, so what else can I say? So that's just kind of like where I am now. And this is like one of the things I've felt really called to do, like even last year, and like now I'm finally doing it. Like I really take time to like listen, and he like took me through baby steps with this. And like if you follow me on like TikTok or even here, I post them, but like I was doing like get ready with me for church. Like I always have my cross necklace in my videos. Even when I film for brands, I keep it on. I mean, I never take this off, but I was just like, those are the ways I think he was just like introducing me into like bringing this to my socials. And this is like what I know he's always called me to do. I have like so many topics I want to talk about, but that's kind of like how I got here. I want to talk about some resources like that really help me, that I do some all on the daily. And if you're like, you don't know where to start, or you're like, I don't know if this inspires you to take more action, these are things that help me, and I'm sure they would help you. So like I do my Bible every single morning. Let me show you my Bible actually. I'll have it linked on my Amazon. It's no, that's not the title. It's the Inspire New Living Translation. I believe there are better versions. Like I don't think this is like the version you want to get for a Bible. I don't know. I've seen like a lot of mixed reviews, but it's this one. I love it. This is actually my second one. My mom got this for me a while ago, and then like when I first was like watching live streams of church, and then but then like recently when I got back into things, before I read the book of Lamentations, I wanted a new one because I'm like psycho like that. And so I gave the other one to my son that he like plays with. He has his own, but like he likes having one like mine. But I actually made this Bible cover too. This was my first one, so I have things I want to tweak to make it better. But I'm thinking about starting an Etsy shop if like anyone's interested in like custom orders, because I think it's so cute and I love it. And like the sleeves look like that. But anyways, so like this, it has a lot of artwork on it, and then it has areas on the side to journal. And I use those to journal. Like some people have a separate journal for their prayers, but like I write my prayers in here. Sometimes like I'll get sticky notes and get like educational with it, but like right now I'm using this as a journal as well. So yeah, that's my Bible. I'll have the tabs linked on Amazon as well, and I love the sides of these. It's so cute. So anyways, that's my Bible. So church live streams are really amazing. Obviously it's encouraged to go. I'm actually not going to share the church I go to right now. I encourage you to find a church near you and to watch that live stream. I would encourage you to go, but if you just want to watch one live stream to see what you're getting yourself into, I would encourage you to do that, because anyways, the church I go to now is the one that I went to the youth group. And like I felt very comfortable going, and like there was this one specific guy who was my youth group leader, and the first day I went to church I saw him, and it was just like, I don't know, it just like made my heart burst, because it's so crazy, like just like the way like God works through him, and like what he planted in my heart in high school, what, 12-13 years later, it's like coming into fruition. So it's like, you never know when you're making an impact on someone. You never know what God's gonna do with the seeds you plant. You know what I mean? And it's just honestly amazing the way he works and his plan. So yeah, I just thought that was, because there's another church in my town, but I never felt called to go there. I never even thought about it. And so like it was just really comforting. And there was like another familiar face that I saw that I've known since I was like little, that we have like strong history with, like my family and I. So it was just like, I don't know, it was just really amazing how like I was led back to this church and how much I resonate with this church. And yeah, so that is like kind of what I'm currently doing. I go every Sunday. My son goes to the kids club, so I'm able to really, like, I literally go alone. So like don't let that stop you, you know, like everyone is so friendly and it's just nice, you know, like I look forward to it on my Sundays. So, and like it helps that like I'll wear dresses and like bows in my hair. Like it's just, and like a single stay-at-home mom, I don't get out much. So like this is like the peak of my week, truly. It's like I can like look good and feel good about myself and like feel like feminine and just cute. I do my makeup. I film all my get readies with me. Fills my soul in so many ways. And of course like vanity is not the focus, but it's just nice for me because I just like it. Other resources are podcasts. All Girls Gone Bible, of course, is like a good podcast I'm sure you've seen pop up on your TikTok. And then the one that her name is Lyons, but I'll link it down below. And then watching The Chosen on Amazon Prime, I 1000% recommend doing that, because it just really depicts like Jesus' presence and his love. And reading it while I read the Bible, it's like I'm learning so much, and I'm like a visual learner, so like it's just really, it's really nice to have that, and I love it. But it's like I can't consume trash TV anymore, or like trash music. Like it just plays on my traumas. That is how like the devil is trying to make its way to me, honestly. This is just nice to watch at night because it's good, and you like go to bed like feeling good. There's not like some other agenda of like programming you. A devotional, I actually just ordered my first one from Girls Gone Bible, so it's actually coming in the mail any day, but I know that's a really good like resource to have. Those are kind of like all my resources that I have for you as of now. Hopefully I can be another resource for you as well the more videos I make on these topics. I'm gonna do my lips now. I'm actually going to do a Maybelline lip combo. They're lifter liner. This one is in Big Lift. And for the gloss, I'm gonna do Silk. I was going to do some faux freckles. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm going to do faux freckles with the Mary Leah Scott Cosmetics, the water resistant. And then I like to just do like 3 dots. The blush is always like the first to fade. Okay, here's the finished look. I hope you guys like it. I also hope you obviously took something from this, and I hope it inspires you. And if you have any questions or I don't know, anything, you can comment. And I'll have everything linked in the description box, like I said. My goal is to do these weekly, so if you want to subscribe and stay tuned for the next one, I'll see you next week.